Success leaves clues. Successful people do things differently. They think differently. They act differently. They approach life with patterns that anyone can learn and apply. Richard Templar spent years observing successful people. Not celebrities, not lottery winners, real people who built meaningful careers and satisfying lives. The Rules of Success contains the patterns he discovered. Simple rules that separate those who thrive from those who merely survive. Today, we're breaking down these rules. No theory, no fluff. Just practical wisdom you can use starting today. If you're ready to level up your career and your life, this video is for you. Let's begin. Thinking differently. Get your mindset right. Success starts in your mind. Before anything external changes, something internal must shift. Templar's first rule is simple. Successful people think like successful people before they become successful. Your mindset determines your actions. Your actions determine your results. Change the mindset, everything else follows. But most people have this backwards. They think success will change how they feel. They wait for external validation before believing in themselves. This waiting keeps them stuck forever. Successful people decide to see themselves differently right now. Not someday, not when they achieve something, today. They treat themselves like someone valuable, someone capable, someone destined for good things. This isn't arrogance. It's strategic self-belief. It's choosing thoughts that serve you instead of limit you. Your brain believes what you tell it repeatedly. Tell it you're not good enough, it finds evidence. Tell it you're capable, it finds different evidence. Same life, different interpretation. The successful person chooses the interpretation that empowers action. They're not delusional, they're deliberate. Think about how you talk to yourself. What's your default narrative? Are you the victim or the hero of your own story? Are you helpless or resourceful? Are you stuck or growing? These aren't just questions. They're choices you make every moment. Successful people choose the empowering narrative. Believe you can. Self-belief isn't optional for success. It's fundamental. Templar emphasizes that you must believe success is possible for you specifically. Not just possible in general, but possible for you with your background, your resources, your circumstances. This belief doesn't guarantee success, but lack of it guarantees failure. Why? Because belief determines effort. If you don't truly believe you can succeed, you won't put in full effort. You'll hold back. You'll hedge your bets. You'll quit at the first real obstacle. Your subconscious knows there's no point trying hard for something impossible. So it sabotages your efforts to protect you from disappointment. Successful people override this protection mechanism. They decide to believe, despite evidence to the contrary, despite past failures, despite others' doubts, despite their own fears. This decision to believe is an act of will, not a feeling that arrives magically. You build belief through small wins. Start with something achievable. Succeed at it. Use that success as evidence for larger beliefs. Stack small successes until your belief becomes unshakable. This is how confidence is actually built. Not through affirmations alone, but specific metrics. Not success, but a clear definition of what success means to them personally. Clarity eliminates confusion. When you know exactly where you're going, decisions become easier. Does this action move me toward my goal or away from it? Clear goals filter opportunities. You can say no to good things because they're not aligned with your specific objectives. Templar stresses writing goals down. Something magical happens when goals move from your head to paper. They become real. They become commitments instead of wishes. Written goals create accountability, even if you're only accountable to yourself. The act of writing forces clarity you can't achieve through thinking alone. But here's the key. Your goals must be yours, not your parents' goals, not society's definition of success, not what looks impressive to others. Your authentic goals based on your values and desires, chasing someone else's definition, but specific metrics, not success, but a clear definition of what success means to them personally. Clarity eliminates confusion. When you know exactly where you're going, decisions become easier. Does this action move me toward my goal or away from it? Clear goals filter opportunities. You can say no to good things because they're not aligned with your specific objectives. Templar stresses writing goals down. Something magical happens when goals move from your head to paper. They become real. They become commitments instead of wishes. Written goals create accountability, even if you're only accountable to yourself. The act of writing forces clarity you can't achieve through thinking alone. But here's the key. Your goals must be yours, not your parents' goals, not society's definition of success, not what looks impressive to others. Your authentic goals based on your values and desires. Chasing someone else's definition of success is exhausting and ultimately empty. Your goals regularly, daily if possible. This keeps them alive in your mind. It programs your subconscious to notice opportunities and resources. Your brain is a goal-seeking mechanism. Give it a clear target and it works in the background to help you hit it. But it needs regular reminders of what that target is. Think long-term. Successful people play the long game. They make decisions based on long-term benefit, not short-term comfort. They delay gratification. They invest in their future selves. They sacrifice today's pleasure for tomorrow's advantage. This is rare because it's hard. Most people are short-term thinkers. They choose immediate reward over delayed reward every time. The marshmallow test proves this. Kids who can delay gratification achieve more as adults. The same principle applies throughout life. Your ability to think long-term directly correlates with your level of success. Think about your daily choices. Are you eating for today's pleasure or tomorrow's? Are you spending for today's enjoyment or saving for future security? Are you watching TV for today's entertainment or learning skills for future opportunity? Each small choice compounds over time. Templar suggests regularly asking yourself, will this matter in 5 years? This question provides perspective. The drama at work today probably won't matter in 5 years. The skill you're learning probably will. The relationship you're building definitely will. Use this question to guide priorities. Long-term thinking also means accepting that results take time. You won't see immediate payoff for many good decisions. The workout today doesn't show results tomorrow. The course you're taking doesn't immediately increase your income. The relationship you're nurturing doesn't instantly feel rewarding. Trust the process anyway. Take responsibility. This is the rule most people resist. Successful people take full responsibility for their lives. Everything. The good, the bad, the great. They don't waste energy on blame. They don't point fingers. They don't make excuses. They ask, "What can I do about this?" Taking responsibility is not about accepting fault. It's about accepting power. When you blame others or circumstances, you give away your power to change things. When you take responsibility, you reclaim that power. You might not have caused the problem, but you can cause the solution. Templar is clear. Bad things happen to everyone. Unfair things. Painful things. Things genuinely beyond your control. Successful people acknowledge this reality, then focus on their response. They can't control what happens, but they can control what they do about it. This distinction changes everything. Notice how much energy you spend on blame, on resentment, on explaining why things aren't your fault. That energy could go into solving problems, into moving forward, into creating better circumstances. Responsibility redirects wasted energy into productive action. Applies to small things too. Traffic made you late? Maybe. But leaving earlier was your choice. Someone upset you? Maybe. But your emotional response is your choice. Every situation has elements you control. Successful people focus there exclusively. Everything else is just noise. Acting differently. Work harder than others. Success isn't magic. It's not luck. It's work. More work than most people are willing to do. Templar doesn't sugarcoat this. Successful people simply work harder. Longer hours, more effort, greater intensity. They outwork their competition. This is the uncomfortable truth no one wants to hear. But it's not just about hours. It's about focused, intentional work. Many people confuse being busy with being productive. They work long hours on the wrong things. Successful people work strategically. They identify the highest impact activities and pour their energy there. The 80-20 rule applies. 20% of your activities produce 80% of your results. Successful people identify that 20% and eliminate or delegate the rest. They're ruthless about protecting time for high-value work. They say no constantly to protect their yes. Hard work also means doing things you don't feel like doing, especially those things. The discipline to work when you're tired, uninspired, or discouraged separates professionals from amateurs. Feelings are irrelevant. Commitment is everything. Successful people show up regardless of how they feel. This doesn't mean working yourself to death. It means working smart and hard. It means being willing to do more than required, to go beyond good enough, to push when others coast. Excellence requires this level of effort. There's no shortcut. Anyone promising one is lying. Be proactive. Waiting is for losers. Successful people don't wait for opportunities. They create them. They don't wait for permission. They take initiative. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They start with what they have. Proactivity is the hallmark of every successful person. Templar emphasizes that proactive people spot problems before others notice them. They solve issues before they become crises. They anticipate needs and fill them. This makes them invaluable. Organizations reward people who fix things without being asked. Careers are built on this simple principle. Being proactive means uncomfortable conversations happen sooner. You address issues instead of hoping they resolve themselves. You give feedback before resentment builds. You ask for what you need before desperation sets in. This requires courage, but it prevents bigger problems later. It also means seeking feedback actively. Don't wait for annual reviews. Ask regularly how you're doing and how you can improve. This shows maturity and commitment to growth. It also prevents surprises. Most people avoid feedback because they fear criticism. Successful people seek it Because they value improvement more than comfort. Proactive people before they need something. They build relationships when things are good, so those relationships exist when things are hard. They're always planting seeds for future harvests. They think ahead. They prepare. They position themselves for opportunities others miss because they're too reactive. Develop expertise. Successful people become excellent at something. They don't stay generalists forever. They choose an area and develop deep expertise. This makes them valuable, irreplaceable even. Organizations pay premium prices for expertise. Mediocrity is cheap and abundant. Excellence commands respect and compensation. Templar advises picking your expertise carefully. It should align with your strengths and interests. You can't sustain the effort required to become expert at something you hate. Find the intersection between what you're good at, what you enjoy, and what the market values. That's your sweet spot. Developing expertise requires focused practice, not just repetition aimed at improvement. Studying your field, learning from the best, seeking challenges slightly beyond your current ability. This is uncomfortable, which is why most people stop at competent. They never push through to expert. Expertise also requires staying current. What made you expert 5 years ago might be outdated today. Successful people commit to continuous learning. They read, they attend conferences, they take courses. They stay ahead of their field instead of being dragged along by it. Your expertise should be visible. Don't hide your light. Share your knowledge. Write articles. Give presentations. Help others. This isn't bragging, it's strategic positioning. People can't hire you or promote you for expertise they don't know you have. Make your value obvious. Build your network. Your network is your net worth. This saying is cliché because it's true. Successful people invest heavily in relationships. They know opportunities come through people. Jobs, support, all flow through human connections. Lone wolves rarely reach the top. Templar emphasizes authentic networking. Not collecting business cards. Not superficial schmoozing. Real relationships built on genuine interest and mutual value. Successful people help others without keeping score. They connect people who should know each other. They add value before extracting it. Networking isn't networking if you only do it when you need something. That's using people, and people can tell. Network when you don't need anything. Build relationships when times are good. Then, when you do need help, the foundation exists. People help those they know and trust. Different types of relationships serve different purposes. Mentors guide you. Peers support you. Juniors learn from you and fresh perspectives. Build relationships at all levels. Don't just network up. Be the person who helps people on their way up. They remember who supported them early. Maintain your network actively, regularly. Congratulate people on wins. Offer help when they're struggling. Remember birthdays and important events. Small touches maintain relationships. Neglected relationships die. Successful people make relationship maintenance a priority, not an afterthought. Master communication. You can be brilliant, but if you can't communicate, your brilliance stays hidden. Successful people are effective communicators. They speak clearly. They write well. They listen actively. They adjust their communication style to their audience. This skill amplifies all other skills. Templar stresses that communication is about the other person understanding, not you speaking. Many smart people communicate poorly because they speak to impress rather than to connect. They use jargon to sound smart. They overcomplicate to seem sophisticated. This backfires. Clarity wins. Good communication also means timing and context. The right message at the wrong time fails. Understanding when to speak and when to stay silent is crucial. Reading the room, sensing mood, adjusting approach accordingly. These social intelligence skills separate good communicators from great ones. Listening is the most underrated communication skill. Truly listening, not just waiting to talk. Successful people ask questions and actually hear the answers. They make others feel heard and understood. This builds trust and loyalty. People gravitate toward those who listen well because it's so rare. They advocate for themselves. People who don't negotiate leave massive value on the table throughout their careers. Templar teaches that negotiation starts with preparation. Know what you want. Know your alternatives. Understand the other party's needs and constraints. Information is leverage. The better prepared you are, the better your outcomes. Most people negotiate poorly because they don't prepare adequately. Good negotiation is not about winning at the other party's expense. It's about creating value for both sides, finding solutions where everyone benefits. Successful people negotiate relationships, not transactions. They want the other party satisfied so the relationship continues. Short-term wins that damage relationships are losses. Learning to say no is crucial negotiation skill. You teach people how to treat you by what you accept. If you never say no, people will continue making unreasonable requests. Boundaries require enforcement. Successful people say no regularly. Protect their time and energy for what matters. Practice negotiating small things to build skill and confidence. The coffee shop got your order wrong? Politely ask them to fix it. These low-stakes situations train you for higher-stakes negotiations. The skill is the same, whether negotiating a coffee or a contract. Managing yourself. Control your time. Time is your only truly limited resource. Successful people guard it jealously. They know every yes to something is a no to something else. They're intentional about how they spend time. They eliminate time wasters ruthlessly. They protect time for high-value activities, like laser beams. Templar suggests tracking your time for a week. Write down everything you do and how long it takes. This reveals where time actually goes versus where you think it goes. Most people are shocked. Hours disappear into activities that don't align with goals. Awareness enables change. Successful people batch similar tasks. All emails at once. All meetings on certain days. Context switching drains energy and productivity. Batching maintains focus and momentum. It also creates uninterrupted blocks for deep work, which is where real value gets created. They also understand energy management matters as much as time management. Do your hardest work when you have most energy. For many people, that's morning. Save low-energy tasks for low-energy times. Fighting your natural rhythms is exhausting and inefficient. Work with your biology, not against it. Learn to say, "Let me check my calendar," instead of immediately agreeing to requests. This creates space to evaluate whether something deserves your time. Successful people don't say yes in the moment. They pause, consider, then respond. This protects them from overcommitment and regret. Manage your energy. Energy is more important than time. You can have time but be too drained to use it effectively. Successful people manage their energy as carefully as their schedules. No productivity comes from energy, not just hours. They protect their physical, mental, and emotional tanks. Physical energy comes from basics everyone knows but few do consistently. Sleep, exercise, nutrition, hydration. These aren't optional for sustained high performance. Successful people treat their bodies like athletes treat theirs. They're disciplined about fundamentals because they know everything else depends on physical foundation. Mental energy requires managing inputs. The news you consume, the people you spend time with, the environments you inhabit, all either drain or energize you. Successful people curate their mental environment carefully. They limit exposure to negativity. They surround themselves with positivity and growth. Emotional energy is often overlooked. Drama drains it. Toxic relationships drain it. Unresolved conflicts drain it. Successful people address emotional drains quickly. They have difficult conversations. They distance from toxic people. Resolve conflicts instead of letting them fester. They protect their emotional energy fiercely. Regular renewal is essential. You can't run at maximum all the time without burning out. Successful people schedule downtime, real downtime, not just collapsing exhausted. Time to recharge, to disconnect, to do things purely for enjoyment. This isn't laziness. It's strategic recovery that enables sustained performance. Stay organized. Chaos kills productivity. Successful people create systems for everything. Where things go, how information is stored, how tasks are tracked, when activities happen. These systems free mental bandwidth for actual thinking instead of remembering and searching. Templar emphasizes that organization is personal. What works for someone else might not work for you. The goal is finding systems you'll actually use consistently. Simple systems used daily beat complex systems abandoned weekly. Start simple and adjust based on what works. Your physical environment desk reflects and creates a cluttered mind. Successful people keep their workspace organized. Everything has a place. This eliminates time wasted searching. It also eliminates the mental drain of visual clutter. Organization creates calm and focus. Digital organization matters equally now. Inbox zero or near zero. Files organized logically. Bookmarks categorized. Apps arranged purposefully. Your digital space is where you spend most of your time. Organizing it pays dividends daily. The few hours invested in setup save hundreds of hours in daily use. Have capture systems for ideas, tasks, and commitments. Don't rely on memory. Write things down immediately. Successful people trust their systems, not their memory. This frees their mind to think about solutions instead of remembering problems. It also ensures nothing important falls through cracks. Dress for success. Appearance matters. Not fair, but true. People make snap judgments based on how you look. Successful people understand this and use it strategically. They dress slightly better than required. They're well-groomed. They project competence through appearance. This creates advantage before they say anything. Templar isn't saying everyone needs expensive clothes. He's saying dress appropriately for your goals and environment. Understand the dress code of where you want to be, not just where you are. If you want promotion to leadership, dress like leaders dress. Visual alignment matters. This extends beyond clothing. Posture communicates confidence or insecurity. Eye contact builds connection or avoids it. Handshake conveys strength or weakness. Successful people pay attention to these details. They practice until good habits become automatic. First impressions happen in seconds and are hard to overcome. Grooming is equally important. Clean, neat, professional. This isn't about beauty, it's about respect for yourself and others. It shows you take yourself seriously. When you look like you don't, people assume you don't. Looking put together signals competence and attention to detail. Your appearance should align with your personal brand. What do you want to be known for? What image supports that? Successful people think strategically about this. They create and maintain an image that serves their goals. This isn't fake. It's intentional presentation of your authentic self. Stay positive. Attitude determines altitude. Successful people maintain positive outlooks even in difficult circumstances. Not toxic positivity that denies reality, but genuine optimism that focuses on solutions instead of problems. They see challenges as temporary and solvable. This perspective enables persistence when others quit. Templar notes that positivity is contagious. People want to be around positive people. They drain energy from negative ones. Your attitude affects your relationships, your opportunities, and your outcomes. Being positive makes people want to help you. Being negative repels support. It's that simple. This doesn't mean pretending problems don't exist. It means focusing energy on solutions instead of complaints. Successful people acknowledge difficulties briefly, then move quickly to what can we do about this? They don't wallow. They don't catastrophize. They problem solve. Gratitude practices help maintain positivity. Regularly noting what's going well shifts focus from lacks to abundance, from problems to blessings. This mental habit rewires your brain toward positive bias. Same life, different experience. Successful people train themselves to notice good as readily as problems. Control your inputs. News is mostly negative. Social media is often toxic. Gossip is draining. Successful people limit exposure to negativity. They're selective about what they let into their minds. They consume content that educates and inspires, rather than angers and depresses. Input shapes outlook. Working with others. Build your reputation. Your reputation is your most asset. It takes years to build and moments to destroy. Successful people guard their reputations carefully. They do what they say. They show up on time. They deliver quality work. They treat people well. These consistent behaviors compound into strong reputations. Templar emphasizes that reputation is what people say about you when you're not there. You can't control it directly, but you influence it through actions. Every interaction shapes perception. Every commitment kept or broken adds to or subtracts from reputation. Over time, patterns become reputation. Integrity is reputation's foundation. Doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Even when it costs you. Even when the wrong thing would be easier. People respect integrity. They trust those who have it. They avoid those who don't. Your character is your reputation's source code. Social media makes reputation management more complex. What you post lives forever. What others post about you affects perception. Successful people are thoughtful online. They avoid controversial posts. They don't complain publicly. They showcase their expertise and values intentionally. Their online presence reinforces their desired reputation. Protect your reputation by associating with people who have good reputations. You're judged by the company you keep. Distance yourself from those who compromise their integrity. Their poor reputation can stain yours through association. Choose friends and colleagues carefully. Be likable. Competence gets you considered. Likability gets you chosen. Given equal qualifications, the likable person wins every time. Jobs, promotions, opportunities. These go to people others enjoy working with. Successful people understand this and work on being genuinely likable. Templar clarifies that likability isn't about being fake or pleasing everyone. It's about being pleasant, respectful, and easy to work with. It's showing genuine interest in others, remembering names, asking questions, making people feel valued. These behaviors make you someone people want around. Likable people are positive, but not phony. They're honest, but not brutal. They're confident, but not arrogant. They strike balances that make others comfortable. They adapt to different personalities instead of expecting everyone to adapt to them. This social flexibility is learnable skill. Humor helps. Not being the office clown, but having lightness and not taking yourself too seriously. Laughing at yourself appropriately. Finding moments of levity in stress. This makes you pleasant to be around. People gravitate toward those who make work less heavy. Being likable also means being reliable, following through, being on time, doing what you promised. Nothing makes people like you more than consistently meeting expectations. Reliability builds trust, and trust is likability's foundation. Be the person people can count on. Learn to lead. Leadership isn't just for managers. Everyone leads sometimes. Leading initiatives, influencing peers. Successful people develop leadership skills regardless of title. They take initiative. They inspire others. They get things done through people. These skills create opportunities. Templar teaches that good leaders serve their teams. They remove obstacles. They provide resources. They shield from unnecessary pressure. They enable others' success. This servant leadership approach builds loyalty and high performance. People work harder for leaders who support them. Leadership also means making tough decisions, choosing between imperfect options, moving forward despite uncertainty, taking responsibility for outcomes. Many people avoid leadership because it's uncomfortable. Successful people embrace this discomfort. They're willing to carry the weight of decision-making. Good leaders communicate vision clearly. They help people understand not just what to do, but why it matters. They connect daily tasks to larger purpose. This gives work, meaning, which motivates more than money. Successful people paint pictures of better futures and inspire others to help create them. Developing leaders around you is also crucial. Don't hoard knowledge or opportunity. Share both. Mentor juniors. Delegate challenging assignments. Help others grow. This multiplies your impact. It also builds loyalty. People remember who helped them develop. Be that person for others. Handle difficult people. Every workplace has them. Difficult personalities, conflict creators, energy drains. Successful people learn to work with these people without letting them become obstacles. They don't let difficult people derail their goals or poison their attitudes. They stay professional regardless of provocation. Templar suggests first understanding why someone is difficult. Often they're insecure, stressed, or dealing with personal issues. This understanding doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it helps you not take it personally. Their difficulty is about them. This mental frame protects your peace. Set boundaries with difficult people. Don't accept abuse or disrespect. Address issues directly but professionally. Most people avoid confrontation with difficult people, which enables the behavior. Successful people have the courage to address problems early before they escalate. Sometimes the best strategy is minimizing contact. You can't control difficult people, but you can control how much you interact with them. Keep conversations brief and focused on work. Don't get drawn into drama. Don't engage with provocations. Maintain professional distance. Document interactions with particularly difficult people. Emails instead of verbal agreements. Notes after meetings. This protects you if issues escalate. It's not paranoia, it's prudent. Successful people protect themselves while staying professional and ethical. Give credit, take blame. This rule sounds counterintuitive, but it's powerful. When things go well, successful people credit them. When things go wrong, they take responsibility. This builds tremendous loyalty and respect. It shows character. People want to work for and with people who exhibit this integrity. Templar explains that taking blame doesn't mean you caused the problem. It means, as leader, you accept responsibility for outcomes. This isn't about martyrdom. It's about ownership. It prevents blame games and finger-pointing. It focuses energy on solutions instead of excuses. Giving credit generously costs you nothing, but gains you everything. People remember who acknowledged their contributions. They remember who stole credit too. Being generous with recognition makes people want to contribute more. It creates positive cycles of effort and acknowledgement. This principle also applies to ideas. When you use someone's idea, credit them, even in casual conversation. This builds trust and encourages people to share ideas freely. Credit given is credit banked. People remember and reciprocate in countless ways. Taking blame when appropriate and giving credit always is rare behavior. Most people do the opposite. They grab credit and deflect blame. This is short-term thinking that damages long-term relationships. Successful people play the long game. They understand that character matters more than any single win. Richard Templar's The Rules of Success gives you the playbook. These aren't theories or motivational fluff. They're practical behaviors you can implement immediately. Each rule is simple. The challenge is consistent application. Success is not mysterious. It's the result of specific actions repeated consistently over time. Successful people aren't lucky. They're disciplined. They think differently and manage themselves and others differently. These differences compound into dramatically different outcomes. You don't need all the rules at once. Pick 3 that resonate. Master those. Then add more. Small changes in behavior create large changes in results when sustained over time. Start today. Start small, but start. The rules are available to everyone. They don't require talent, money, or connections. They require decision and discipline. You already have everything you need to begin. The only question is, will you? Thank you for watching.